You're creating not just a place for books, but you're creating a place for folks in the community.
Exactly. And that's exactly why people kept on showing up wherever the people in Brownsville would let me show up, whether it's vendors fairs, someone's small business, anywhere. People wanted to see this happen. Then the brick and mortar fell from the sky. It was a miracle on its own.
That's the space you have downtown.
Yes, it's the historic Calderoni building.
Hello, everybody. This is Michael Quantz with Brownsville Society for the Performing Arts. Joining us today is Gilbert Hernandez, the owner and proprietor of Buho, the bookstore downtown. It's an independent bookstore. You have, of course, books. You have community events. You have wine. And do you have coffee yet?
Not yet, but it's in the works.
Excellent. So it's coming soon, everyone. It's an indie bookstore located at 1140, that's 1140 East Washington here in downtown Brownsville, offering both newly printed and secondhand books. And you have had appearances on NPR, I think.
That's right.
If audio can be an appearance, I'm not sure, but you're there.
It
you're
can
there.
be. It's one of the senses.
Yeah, exactly. And also an article in Texas Monthly. So you're getting some pretty wide-ranging recognition, which is, of course, excellent. So we interviewed you about, a year and a half ago?
More than that. It was mid-2022.
Okay, so wow. You were just getting started with Buho.
Right. It was just a little pop-up shop at the time.
So what have you discovered since then as you've been progressing through your proprietary running of this establishment?
Well, the funny thing is that Buho started as a radical career change. When I discovered that Brownsville was essentially the largest city in America without a bookstore. I was saying in the previous interview that there were maybe a couple other cities in the country with that scenario, but they're in dense metropolitan areas where that's not a concern. So I was the only person in the world with that information, and I had to do something about it, especially because we had gone 12, 13 years without a bookstore after our Walden books perished after the recession.
Right.
After that, well, all the town's readers, they would send letters to Half Price Books, Barnes & Nobles, big name bookstores. A dear friend of mine whose mother was actually the marketing director of the Sunrise Mall, after she invited them, she received a response saying, in very nice professional jargon, that our city's literacy and median income rates were too low to comfortably sustain a bookstore of their size and style.
That's kind of a chicken and an egg scenario, isn't it?
It really is. One really begets another, and that's definitely what I'm seeing right now. But I knew, Dr. Quantz, I knew that the demand was here for a bookstore. But for it to exist, it had to be small, community-driven, independent, and have a lot of community events. I don't know what exactly those would look like, but I knew that was a key component. So of course I had to start small with only a $5,000 credit card that the bank gave me.
You're creating not just a place for books, but you're creating a place for folks in the community.
Exactly. And that's exactly why people kept on showing up wherever the people in Brownsville would let me show up, whether it's vendors fairs, someone's small business, anywhere. People wanted to see this happen. Then the brick and mortar fell from the sky. It was a miracle on its own.
That's the space you have downtown.
Yes, it's the historic Calderoni building. I have a wonderful landlord who believes in Buho. Enrique, shout out to you.
But you've also gotten support from various parts of the community, right?
Yes, for sure. People from all walks of life, all different organizations. Yeah, there really is no one description to call a Brownsville reader, because everyone, to a degree, is a Brownsville reader, and I see everyone, a very fitting cross section of the community in my store.
Yeah, and so what are the types of events that draw people to your establishment?
Oh, okay. Well, right now we are in the middle of a 10-week lecture series called Chautauqua on the Rio, inspired by the lecture series that happened in Chautauqua, New York. The idea is that every week there is a different theme, and the community nominates speakers to talk about those themes. Last week it was art, music, and creativity, which you're one of the presenters. Thank you again. And then this week we are doing literature and storytelling, but it covers a broad range of topics, from history to philosophy, spirituality, health and wellness, everything. If you are an expert in any topic, I'm sure we'll find a spot for you in Chautauqua on the Rio.
Well, as evidenced by the fact that I gave a presentation, you don't really have to know a lot about anything. You can just pretend that you do and still have a decent following and response from those in attendance.
Well, you give a fantastic presentation on the lute. I definitely enjoyed it.
Well, thank you very much. It was fun to do. So you've created this space with the help of a lot of individuals that, as you said, believe in what you're doing in the community. Where do you think you developed your sense of community and participating in making things better in the community? Where do you think that comes from?
I was in a position where I could get involved in all these community events on the side, or community organizations as well. Groups like Toastmasters, Rotary, Leadership Brownsville. It was more of a domino chain of this group led to the next, which led to the next, which led to the next, and then they started inviting me on boards of directors.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh no! It's great, but
of course
it's a very friendly warning in jest to people who are actively engaged in the community and show passion and promise. You will be invited to sit in lots of boards of directors.
That's a guarantee.
So then the more I did it, the more I started falling in love with Brownsville. Especially, what makes it ironic is the fact that as a teenager, I wanted to get the heck away from Brownsville. In fact, I applied to 4 out-of-state schools as a high schooler. And I only said yes to WPI, Worcester Polytechnic Institute in Worcester, Massachusetts, because of the ones that accepted me. It was the one that was geographically furthest away.
I could have guessed.
But then I came back out of circumstance, then started getting involved with the community, and I thought, hey, well, if I'm gonna be here, I want to do something that will add value to Brownsville. Hence Buho.
So this was a recent and kind of a gradual process.
Yes.
Do you think it was finding out about the details of things people were doing to enhance the community, and you just become exposed to that as an investment and as something good to do, and then eventually you get hooked into that kind of mindset, right?
Right. Definitely the community event aspect of Buho is it's the most enriching thing. It's very clear now that across America, bookstores are essentially the new civic centers.
Right.
That's the one aspect of the store that has made it what it is today. It's taken a whole character of its own. And people ask me, well, how do you do it? How do you do it? And I go, hey, I just lend the space. All these organizations and individuals do the magic.
Right. So you're creating a spot that is a catalyst for sharing of any sort of ideas, sharing of stories, sharing of information.
Right.
Of all sorts. You even have the space used for creative projects as well. Can you describe some of those?
Oh, certainly. Every third Thursday of the month, we have this event called Noche Bohemia. It is a revamped version of the poetry nights that we used to do last year. Except this time, besides just poetry, we are also showcasing art and music. Yeah, so all the forms of creative expression. It's like a show and tell. But besides that, we are introducing a spin-off this week called Studio Bohemia. If Noche Bohemia is a space to showcase, Studio Bohemia is a space to create.
So the participants in these events, they actually do the effort of creating something while they're there.
Right. And actually showing what you'll be creating in Studio Bohemia on Noche Bohemia, it's optional, right? But Buho will provide sketch pads, art supplies, canvases, notebooks for poetry. People are encouraged to bring their instruments. Yeah, so that way it's a space to create poetry, art, and music.
It sounds like you have a wide variety of these types of events for people to sit and listen to, learn from, enjoy, and as well as participate in the active creation of things as well.
Right.
So how do people get in touch with you to participate in something like this?
Well, we are very active on social media. Y'all can find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok as Buho BTX. Just to send us a message, especially if you represent an organization that aligns with our community values of community, creativity, curiosity. If you feel you could bring a good crowd, then yes, we will definitely find a way. We'll find a way to accommodate you.
Okay, so that's Buho, BUHO.
BTX.
At BTX and all across social media.
Correct, Buho BTX.
After you've done this for a few years, what are some of the things that are most rewarding to you in this experience?
Most rewarding? I feel like the best idea we've ever done is giving experiences that are free of charge. It is very risky for a business to do that. Most of that is reserved to nonprofits or city organizations like the public library, for instance, and another incredible asset to our city. In our case, but besides the events, we do have board games and community seating. It always brings a smile to my face whenever I see families, high schoolers, everyone go through the dozen or so games that we have and connect with each other using them. Yeah, so it's definitely that. The fact that people can come to Buho and not be expected to give us money because every business, people enter every business with that expectation in mind. But no, in Buho, you can be enriched without necessarily spending $1.
Right. So you're providing a space that is pretty much absent the usual pressures, the usual environmental accoutrements of you can buy this here right now and you'll feel better for it.
Right.
But in your circumstance, you've enjoyed creating a space for people to hang out, to look and read books that they're interested in, to buy some of those books if they're interested in it, and to participate in all of these gatherings and opportunities to share just about everything.
Right. I was actually, I get the question asked every week, what is this place? How does this work? And I often get asked if I charge people just to sit and read a book. I go, no. And they get surprised for the same reason, because we're expected to pay for goods and services all the time, especially in a business. But I go, oh, no. You only pay for it if you want to take it home.
Right.
And they go, oh.
So there's no terms and conditions thing that they have to sign when they walk in.
No. But I feel like a lot of that also has to do with the fact that we have not seen a bookstore in Brownsville for over 12 years, especially an independent bookstore. So I totally understand the dialogue of questions and answers that happens with our new customers.
Okay, well, and so having done this for a while and running any concern or business, there are challenges, right? So what do you think currently or over the course of the years that you've been doing this tend to be your biggest concerns or challenges in this venture?
As far as weaknesses there is one weakness and one threat, we could say.
Oh, so you're doing a SWOT analysis.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You asked me the question, I thought, SWOT. The weakness is actually irrelevant to the store, and it's one complaint that every downtown business owner will tell you.
Wait, let me guess.
Yeah.
You're going to give me two guesses?
I'll give you one guess.
Parking.
That's exactly right. The P word, as we say. Yeah, that's another Brownsville-specific issue. And we are essentially the largest small town in America in many ways. The fact that we have to walk 3 to 4 blocks sounds amazing in a big city. But in Brownsville, well, I did a survey, a customer survey, and I asked what their attitudes were as far as parking is concerned. The number one answer was, I will drive around in circles until I find a spot conveniently in front of my destination.
Yeah, I do think that that's a manifestation of a smaller to smallish kinds of cities, especially west of the Missouri, right?
Yeah.
People vulture and hover and circle in any parking lot to get that closest space possible.
Right.
Whereas in larger cities, everybody walks 40 blocks a day.
Right.
So it's just that day-to-day experience and the expectation of, well, everybody else is getting these close parking places. I should try that too. And in the meantime, you could have already been at your destination before the time it took you to actually find that perfect parking spot.
Right. And I think more than anything, it's a matter of maybe creating this sort of pedestrian culture, making it inviting and easy, accessible to walk 3 to 4 blocks, make people feel safe while doing that. But all of that has nothing to do with Buho's powers. Unless I maybe run for public office one day and try to pull some strings, but I don't know about that.
Well, I think the strings with regard to parking are already being pulled.
Yes, they are though. They are. There are plans in the work, is what I'm hearing. Especially because the city knows how much of an asset downtown is. It is where our city originated from. It's the soul of Brownsville. It only makes sense to attract people to this collection of small businesses. We have plenty of amazing restaurants, a retailer, everything in downtown Brownsville. Plenty of hidden gems that our city deserves to discover.
So Buho is part of that context, part of that delivery of culture downtown.
Yes.
And where exactly is that located, close to other things downtown?
Yes, we are right beside Market Square. We are in between quite a couple of restaurants, the Main Street Deli, Arados, Morning Glory. Several people, if there's a wait, they'll come to Buho to browse around. Maybe they'll get a book before they go for the reservation. Well,
and because it's a place to hang out.
That's right.
And no pressure place to hang out. Oh. And if you wanted to buy a glass of wine in the evening or soon enjoy a great cup of coffee or something like that, or hang out in the place for one of the evening presentations or participate and create a work of art yourself.
Yeah. Can I briefly talk about the threat? That was the parking was the weakness.
The threat?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes. SWOT analysis.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I don't
and you were mentioning before in your SWOT analysis
yes.
About weaknesses. What is the threat that you alluded to?
Okay. I do not see it as a threat. In fact, I see it as a blessing for everyone. In early April, the city of Brownsville announced that a Barnes & Noble was coming to the Sunrise Mall. When that happened, I was flooded with concerned messages saying, no, we'll continue to support you. But it just goes to show that we have proven to these corporate giants, so to speak, that Brownsville is, in fact, a city of readers and can comfortably sustain a store like them. Maybe they needed to see it for themselves first. But I see it as a blessing because it will only expand the community of readers in the city. It'll make people more curious, make people explore other genres that maybe they may not have, but we have. No, Buho will be perfectly fine. We offer different inventories, different experiences. I'm actually very happy that they're coming here. And it's only going to make the city a more valuable place for readers.
Absolutely, because Buho has a completely different vibe. It is very much a hometown atmosphere and doesn't offer any of the kind of normal corporate environmental things that you see in something like a chain bookstore. So it's great that we have more books in town, but I too see Buho as something very individual, something as very community oriented, which is not the usual corporate kind of MO. So what are some of your strengths besides being a really cool individual community oriented place to hang out?
Let's see. I feel like I covered most of them. We recently started selling original antique maps and prints, things from the 1800s, 1700s, even early 1900s. These are pieces that belong in a museum, but they could belong in your living room or office.
So where did you find these?
Well, I actually got inspired on a trip to New Orleans, and I had the blessing of stumbling upon this one individual who was dealing with them, but was retiring. So he was selling them for maybe at least half of what they normally go for. And then I kind of asked, how much for all of them?
Wow. So these maps covered what territories?
Let's see. Plenty of United States and world maps. I have a whole bunch of them that I've yet to prepare, but do expect them in this new furniture piece that is specifically for them. And even if you don't intend on buying them, you can just learn a lot just by poring over them. I've seen several customers just take one of the maps to the table, have a little magnifying glass.
The way things were back when.
Yes, and because they capture the spirit of the times. They didn't have satellites, they didn't have internet, but it's amazing how the borders match what they are today with the limited information they have.
Wow, that's a very rare kind of opportunity to sit and peruse, the visual representation of the way things were in terms of the way folks and governments and municipalities perceived their location in the wider world. That's very cool. Very cool. Well, thank you so much, Gilbert Hernandez, for joining us and letting us know about the stuff that you're doing in for our community. And you can check out more information about Buho, that's BUHO, across social media. Just check out Buho BTX or Buho in Brownsville, Texas. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Dr. Quantz.
Hi, KXIQ listeners. This is Michael Quantz with the Brownsville Society for the Performing Arts, here to tell you about our podcast, Brownsville Matters. Everyone in Brownsville has a story to tell, and these are the stories. We broadcast these stories every Friday at 5 p.m. and every Sunday at 3 p.m. on KXIQ 105.1 FM on your radio dial. You can also catch these stories rebroadcast on our YouTube channel for Brownsville Society for the Performing Arts. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and smash the notifications if you want more information about these stories that you watch and listen to.